Show. All new. Before you get a gel manicure, watch this.
Are gel manicures really dangerous?
Headlines question their safety.
There's a lot of hidden dangers.
Infections, reactions, even cancer.
That's a wake-up call.
What you need to know. Plus, could the secret to weight loss be in your dreams?
How is it possible to use your dreams to help you lose weight?
How to interpret your dreams to change your health.
Oh, I like that.
Next.
Trend in salons across the country, gel manicures. But could this special process that gives your nails that polished perfection come at a price? Today we're asking the question, are gel manicures safe? Millions of women are enjoying the latest craze in nail care, gel manicures. The promise? A chip-free, smudge-free, quick-drying manicure that lasts up to 3 weeks. But at what cost? Some dermatologists question the safety of gel manicures, saying they could cause infection or allergic reactions. We sent women out to get a gel manicure on us to see the potential threats of this popular nail treatment.
The first step with the nail tech is to remove the oils from the fingernails.
I am now getting a base coat
and then going underneath the UV light.
My right hand is taking its second turn under the light for another 2 minutes.
And then to the top coat.
There were even concerns that the UV nail lamps used could increase your risk of cancer. However, recent headlines challenge the cancer scare, saying UV lamps used at nail salons do not appear to significantly increase the risk of a type of skin cancer. But some questions remain. Are gel manicures truly safe? Or could the potential dangers be bad for your health? Joining me is dermatologist Dr. Ian Shackles, who's a member of the American Academy of Dermatology and a member of our medical advisory board. So why are gel manicures so dangerous?
Well, gel manicures are inherently dangerous, Dr. Oz, because many women are innocently going into salons thinking they're making their hands look better, but they're really putting themselves at some very serious risks. We're seeing increases in infection as well as damage to nails as a result of gel manicures.
So why exactly are they dangerous? I mean, what is it about them that hurts the nail?
You know, gel manicures have 3 major problems that can cause significant medical problems. The first is actually the application process that uses ultraviolet light. The second is a removal process that uses chemicals as well as damaging equipment to the nails that actually thins nails. And the third is serious infections can be introduced into the nails as a result of gel manicures.
So I asked 3 of our audience, Pamela, Tangerine, and April, who routinely get gel manicures. Thanks for joining us. But Dr. Shackles, you examined the hands of all 3 of our wonderful guests.
Yeah, and we did. We looked at them in the office under a special lamp called a Woods lamp, which really highlights underlying sun damage. And in April's hands in particular, we got to see early signs of sun damage like sunspots as well as fine lines.
So were you, April?
Well, to be honest with you, born and raised in Florida my whole life, I think that's part of it.
Okay, let's now move on and talk a little bit about the second big danger that comes up with these manicures, which is the very abrasive removal process. So, explain to us why you're concerned about how we remove the nail polish.
Well, gel manicures just don't come off like regular manicures. They really have to be soaked in acetone to break down the gel. And it's that soaking in acetone that can be very irritating and thinning to our nails. And then once the color is dissolved, you physically have to scrape to remove the remaining of the nails. And it's that scraping that can also thin the nails. A recent study showed that one application of gel manicure and removal thinned the nail by 50%.
By 50%?
50%. So if you already have thin nails to begin with, avoid this, and doing a manicure such as this can make your nails thinner.
So I built this little model to demonstrate to everybody what you're sharing with us. So typically, after you have had the gel for a couple weeks, you want to get it off. So you wrap acetone under some kind of a foil like this. So let's wrap this foil off. As you pull it off, you'll have that little bit of cotton. Pull the cotton off, with acetone part of it, obviously. And you're often left with this, a little bit of nail polish remaining, but then you have your normal nail beneath it. So what's not soaked off with the acetone sponge or whatever technique you happen to use, you have to scrape off, usually with a mechanical device. So many technicians that we observe use metal tools just like this. So they'll very carefully get in there, and they'll scrape this off. But then when it doesn't come off easily, they're not so careful anymore because they've got to get into that special plane where the nail polish is. But then when they do that, guess what? It doesn't stop there. They go under it and they keep chipping away and away and away. And in order to get this off, they have to chip at it, and then they go like this into your nail. And see this little covering here? That is the part of your nail that gets taken off, as Dr. Chappis mentioned. And as this happens, which is literally what's happening. I mean, I've got this model. But this is unfortunately what occurs. So what is the risk when you take off a part of the nail like this? It causes it to thin, it causes it to break and become fragile, as you mentioned. See this little cut down in here? Can you all see that? See this area that's kind of abraded in here? That's a place that infections can get in. And your hands generally are at risk of infections. When you have little breaks in your nail, which aren't supposed to be here like this, that causes a major problem. So what kinds of infections are we talking about?
Well, you're exactly right. When you make those breaks in the nail, bacteria can go into the nail. And the most common bacteria that goes in is Staphylococcus and causes a staph infection. Nails can become red, painful, swollen. But also we can also have an entry for fungus to get into the nail and cause a fungal infection.
Let me show you some pictures. The skin and tissue around the nail can get infected like this. None of you want to have that, but we do see this periodically. And then, if you get past that infection, then you can get a bacterial infection, which looks like this. And you have to ask yourself, is getting a gel manicure worth it? Everyone's checking their nails now, right? Just to get all the women in the audience remarkable. A kind like this is maybe it'll last a little longer. So I think the question I suspect everyone at home is asking is it a gel manicure worth it, and when is it worth it?
In my opinion, there's no vacation, no special event, no other type of occurrence where I think it's worth it to get a gel manicure.
Never.
Yeah, the risks just aren't worth it in my mind.
So you would never get a gel manicure?
Never.
Is that clear enough to most of you? All right, so we reached out to the Professional Beauty Association, the Nail Manufacturer Safety Council. That's the official trade organization. Here's what they said. Gel nail products, their application with use of UV lights and removal are safe when used as directed. The amount of UV exposure is equivalent to very minimal additional sun exposure. These small lamps, which are used every 2 to 3 weeks and take 15 seconds to 2 minutes to cure per coat, are nothing like tanning beds. Well, the question I have to ask all of you is this really what's happening? In our experience, the women wanted the UV light for as long as 8 minutes. So what do you need to look out for before going to the nail salon? The answers are next. We're back talking about the dangers of gel manicures. Joining us is dermatologist Dr. Ann Chappis. Now listen, I know some women will still want to get their gel manicures no matter what the UV radiation risk. So let me go back to our triad. Tangerine, would you still get a gel manicure?
Yes, I would. I would probably get it for a special occasion or a vacation. It lasts nice when it doesn't chip. Maybe if it's twice a year, that's about it.
Well, thank you for being honest. And the reality is, part of the discussion here is to talk honestly about the biggest threat, which is that people are going to get these gel manicures no matter what. So educate us about things we can do if we still want to get a gel manicure.
Yeah, well, if you're not convinced not to get a gel manicure, there are some steps you can take to make it at least safer so you don't have the problems that we discussed previously. One of the things we can do is look for salons that use LED lights to cure the nails, not the fluorescent UV bulbs that we showed earlier. LED lights can cure the nails faster and are more efficient than the UV lights that we showed previously. So theoretically, you're getting a smaller dose of the UV radiation.
What do you do if your salon doesn't have an LED light.
I just wouldn't go to that salon. Find one that does.
Tangerine, would you go along with that?
Yes.
We're here several times a year, at least look for this. All right, so I was curious. I don't know how often you find these different kinds of lights in salons. So I went to salons right here in New York City, right around the studio. We went to 20 different nail salons near our studios here at Rockefeller Center. There's the map. That's where we went. Of these 20 salons, our staff knew exactly where they were. Only 4 of the salons we went to had LED lights, this kind of light. 5 salons had no idea what kind of light they were using. I actually went to a salon myself this weekend. I was curious about this, and the folks, well-meaning as they were, didn't know what kind of light they had in there.
Right.
Okay, next chance to improve the situation if you're still going to get Gel Manicures.
Well, one of the things you can do is ask the manicurist to put SPF sunscreen on before you start the manicure.
Right. Again, it's easy to do, makes a lot of sense. And the last item that you're going to show us that might be helpful if you're going to get the radiation.
I love these. These are anti-UV gloves that you can bring with you to your manicure and apply them before the process starts. As you can see here, only your fingertips are exposed, so the rest of your hand is protected from the UV light.
Do they come for men?
I'm sure they come in major so many sizes.
It's a fashion statement, really. You can do silverware with this. This is wonderful.
Yeah, and you can get them online. They only run about $10.
Oh, it's a very clever idea.
Yeah, I think that's fabulous.
Now, there are a lot of folks who are wondering, if I'm not going to get Gel Manicures, is there another way of getting that chip-free result that they offer us?
Well, this is what I do, and I think it's all about top coat. So you can reapply a top coat every night after your regular manicure to extend the life of your manicure. And what you want to look for in a top coat is something that's void of the toxic trio. And those are 3 chemicals such as toluene, formaldehyde, or DBT, dibutyl phthalate. They're found in both of these products here. This one's from Zoya, this one's from LCN. And if you apply it every night, you'll see you can just extend the life of your manicure. Also, you can bring this to your salon and have them apply it right there in the salon.
What do these cost?
These are also $10 to $20 available online and in drugstores.
Folks, I think it's a good investment. Did I convince some of you to think about these options? Good. I'm happy. All right, we've all had them strange dreams.